Hey, it's Jay Chatfield, Loving Yourself to Life. This is brought to you by Grace Guidance. We motivate you to heal and inspire you to live and encourage you to love your life on purpose. I cannot sleep. It is about 3:45 in the morning. It's thunder and lightning outside. The rain is doing its thing, and I had something on my mind all day. I was supposed to make this video, I guess. It's not because it's raining. I guess, just my mind is just working. I just drank some tea to kind of bring me down a little bit. But I want to talk about being vulnerable. So I kind of have this, I call it my superpower, but honestly, it's just my gift that when people meet me, they just can't help themselves. They have to go deep because I guess I'm just a warm personality. I don't know. And I'm not a, don't do it to be nosy. I'm just a person that really genuinely care about a person knowing their power and getting to the meat of the situation to heal the trauma that they're experiencing. That's why when I go on my coaching calls, I'm always asking, what is that thing that's presenting in your life in all areas of their life? Then they begin to tell me. On the flip side, when I meet people, they just begin to tell me all the things that that they probably wouldn't tell anybody else that they meet. But it's just it's just who I am, and I've learned to accept that. It's really hard for me to go somewhere and someone not tell me about a relationship or just something that's going on in their lives. And I appreciate that. I am grateful because I am a safe place. And I don't talk about people unless they say, hey, give my name and use me as a case or whatever. But I want to talk about the vulnerability. A lot of people don't want to make friends these days. I see it all the time. Like, I wanna I want friends, but I don't want friends. And when I need there's no new friends. I don't make friends. I'm they're like I'm 30, 40 years old. What I look like making new friends. Listen, I'm all about meeting good people and forming great relationships. I don't know. I'm about making family members now and just being in a space of peace with the people that are around me. But the reason that most people don't want to have new people in their lives is because they want to protect the the person that they see. They don't want them to get to know all of the person they are. And when you don't really want people to know you know, your it or your mess, is because you still see it as that and you have not healed that thing. And a lot of people say, well, that's not anybody's business. Well, it don't have to be. Nobody's asking you to go out and broadcast anything. But when you find yourself guarded and you don't really trust people and you don't really open up to people, there's a couple of things that could be happening. You could have experienced some type of trauma behind it, but most of the time, I've found that people really don't want you to know the real them. They want you to think that they're a good person and that they do the whatever the right thing is, and they don't really want to face themselves. Because for me, because I've done the work and I'm continuously doing the work, I'll talk about anything, especially if it's going to help you. Like, why would I hold back information? You know, and things that I haven't worked on, I'm very open. I'll tell you, yeah, I haven't worked on that yet. And That's something I need to work on. But when you start protecting stuff, that means you just don't want to face you. You just don't want to go in and fix those things that will help you honestly be okay with you. Because the reason you don't tell people stuff is because you're not okay with you yet. Because some people say, well, I don't really care about what people think about me. Hmm. Yeah, that's until they think about you. Right now, ain't nobody think about you. But when they do, it's like, oh, I wonder what they think about me. I wonder, do they think I'm this or that? Does it matter? Is that going to contribute to your healing? Who knows? But I do want to tell you, you go in and you honestly are okay with yourself. You are in love with you. I wouldn't be able to get on here if I wouldn't have done the work. And I know I tell you the guys that all the time. It's because I hated to hear my voice and I didn't want to see myself on film because I thought I was fat and that people would see that. Honestly. But then I learned to love me. Then I used to think my voice was so heavy because I sung tenor growing up. I was like, they're gonna think I sound like a man. Like these are the things that run through your head. But that's why I spent the time to get to know and get to love me. For me, now I'm okay. I look at my videos and smile. I be like, mm-mm-mm. Girl, you are so pretty. You're so beautiful inside and outside. I tell myself that. Call it conceited, whatever you want to, but I've come a long ways in loving myself and then working on whatever I saw as inadequate to myself. Then nobody sees that because you put a spotlight on it, you're going to think everybody else is looking at you with that same spotlight and they really not. They're really not. Nobody's thinking about my voice sounding like a man when I talk. Don't even sound like a man. But that's something I made up in my head. So many times I meet moms and they're like, "Oh, I'm such a bad mom because of this and that." Why you talking about yourself like that? I am an awesome mom. My children are my children and were made for me, and I parent them the the way that I know how. And I keep improving. I don't know what's a good mom and a bad mom unless you just neglect. Why are you so hard on yourself? What is it that you need to address within yourself? You know, and and when you see other people, you try to put it out there because you want to be able to tell them before they find out and make a judgment on you. What but honestly, you have to get rid of that judgment in yourself. You have to get rid of that judgment in yourself. That's a block to you being vulnerable and open to you. You don't have to be vulnerable to people. Nobody's asking you to do that. But when people start getting close, you don't call them, you don't say anything, nothing because you don't want them to find you out. Whatever that is. But like I say, when you do the work on yourself, you don't have those you won't have that burden on your mind. You won't think that everybody's out to find out who you really are because you'll know who you really are. You would have healed those spots and taken accountability, really. Taking accountability. And a lot of people want to go to therapists because they're like, therapist ain't gonna tell nobody. Then you can still continue to cover it up. Some people, not everybody. Because I've known people who've gone to therapists for years, and I'm like, what y'all working on? Y'all play chess when y'all in there or something? Y'all playing Uno? Because you're still coming back and circling in that same wheel when you come and talk to me. Get to the root. Ask yourself why you don't want to be vulnerable to yourself first. Why you don't want to be a friend to yourself. Ask yourself those questions first. And then once you begin to take that in and work on that stuff, then everything else will come. This is Jay Chatfield, loving yourself to life. As always, if you want to get in touch with me, email me. You want to talk to me or you want to do some, coaching or whatever, I'm here. I really would love to coach you because I know how free it is on the other side. As always, do something for you that only you will love. Have a love yourself day.